Alright, guys, we're going to start off with this reading using my favorite deck. It's been my favorite since I got it. Uh, it's the O cards, and I'm just using the ones with the words on them for the time being. These are like an 80s game, card game. Okay, Child is coming out. That's the first one. And we'll clarify these as well. So we got Cycle and Pain coming out, but this one came out first. Boss, okay. These are all different topics, by the way. Okay. So, Cycle and Pain did come out together, so they kind of correlate together as well in a message, like not going into the same painful cycles or staying in the same painful cycles. That is definitely something that was highlighted in the last read. Kind of touched on it. Excuse me. I think I will use the Housewives Tarot because that's also my old faithful. This is one of my first decks I started reading with online. Uh, yeah, it's really fun. Oh, one moment. My cat needs to go to the bathroom. Hold on. Sorry, I have to let her in. Okay, yep. Ooh, look at this. So we have the Devil coming out over Boss and Eight of Pentacles. So, over Child. So, this is like definitely multitudes of things. Like, for some people whose kids are older, this could be a message to, remind their children that they gotta, or that you need to encourage them or be an example to show them what it looks like to keep focused on like what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like whether it be work or artistic, because she's painting, so it's like don't forget about your dreams, you know? And also, it's just a message to adults to don't ignore the child in yourself that's within inside of you, because you were once a child and that child still resides in you. Let them chase their dreams, you know, let them express themselves, let you express yourself, basically. And the Devil with Boss is just giving like your vices being the boss over you, because this always sticks out to me. This part of the card where it has cigarettes and it says vice. It's like, and these are all vices, you know, medicine, coffee, all of these things that are addictive. Okay. And this is of course the devil's food. What is it called? Devil's cake or something like that. There's some cake with that word in it. I can't remember. But the drink and the cigarette in hand, it's like, don't let habits or crutches or vices be what dictates and runs your life. Like, for me, example, I'm trying to quit smoking, because I'm having breathing issues from all that smoking all my life. And now that I've cut back, it's like I don't wake up and get a cigarette. I don't have a cigarette before and after every meal. You know what I mean? Like, it used to kind of boss my day around. It was like, it felt like my day was more circled around that, you know? And whatever your vice might be, if it's drinking, if it's, smoking, if it's, Mary Jane, whatever it is, don't let these coping crutches and vices, bad habits, right, dictate your life. We got the Four of Cups, and then when we go into the word cycle, this makes a lot more sense because the Four of Cups came out in reverse on top of cycle, okay? So it's like the Four of Cups in this card, especially when it's in the upright, is like, not wanting to take everything offered to you, okay? So it's like, just because it was offered to you, you didn't want, like, you know what I mean? Like, again, with the vices, it's like, oh, I've had three, I'm good. Like, don't keep handing it to me. Don't keep encouraging that. So you're not trying to be swayed, encouraged, or pushed in any direction that's not healthy for you. You're keeping mindfulness about your own wants and desires. So like just because you're around people doesn't mean you feel like if they're like out partying all night doesn't mean you necessarily want to. You're like, no, I decided I was gonna go home at like 8 and make sure I'm in bed. So that's what you did. You know what I mean? Instead of just going with the flow with what everybody else is doing or being, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I had too many drinks because that my friend kid or somebody handed me or this, and it's like not letting things, people, or anything like that control you. It's like you being the decision maker in your life in all ways, like in all aspects, okay? We got the Empress over the top of pain. Yeah, because it's like recipe for success is right on here. It's like you know the recipe because of the pain you've been through. It taught you what needed to be done and what works for you and what your needs are. So it's like you don't fall victim to peer pressure or just suggestions of others or addictions or vices. You don't, that doesn't dictate or run anything for you. You know your recipe for success because of the pain you've been through. So it's not hard for you to keep holding the reins in your hand, you know what I mean? Because you've been doing what you got to do and now it sits differently with you, okay? Like nobody makes you feel some type of way and nobody makes you react type thing as well, you know, on top of that. Um and sometimes people are very off put or um turned off by people who are not easily swayed, or like if somebody's like, oh, they don't want to, you know, like they keep asking you this and that and you're like, no, I'm good, I'm not with that. Like sometimes in life we may even stumble upon, like for example, I'll just give my example. It's like when how do I put this, if you're choosing to be celibate, right, and people are showing interest in you and you're still sticking to staying in your healing era even though you're getting offers, it's like, oh, that's nice, but I'm on a path right now and I'm gonna stick to it, but thank you anyways type of energy, okay? Like that's the best way I can put it, and that's my personal, you know, way to relate with that. So yeah, let's get some I definitely want to get some oracle cards, but I can't decide which ones yet. Yeah, we'll do the Sacred Destiny. Um, so yeah, Sacred Destiny. Literally what I just said. I swear to God, I cannot make this up. That's crazy, broski. Yo, okay, so we got flow in reverse, right? Like I said, in this sense of going with the flow, this is not, we didn't get the Wheel of Fortune. That going with the flow means going with what the divine has for you and just trusting it and keep not questioning it. Like, trust the process, okay? This right here is indicating, just like I said, you're not just going with, you're not an okie doke, all right? It's like, you not just because. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the last reading, intentional. Like, you do things intentionally because you know what you're doing. Like, you know what your recipe, you got your plan written down and you don't need somebody to help you come up with a play because you've been on, you know what I mean? Like, that's funny. You're not just, you know what I mean, flowing backwards just because everybody else is. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. I couldn't have said it better. Protection, 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 protection. So, divinely protected and protecting yourself. Okay? All this pain you've been through is, and you watch the divine protect you, and now, or looking back, you realize how much the divine protected you, your ancestors, whomever, whatever you believe in, right? You realize how great of protection, because it could have been worse. This could have been, you could have been gone, yada, yada. You feel me? So, you're protecting yourself by breaking the cycles that maybe others before you didn't, right? And you're divinely protected even through the pain, you know? That pain just helped you develop the correct recipe. Like you had to try and try again, and things had to burn in the oven a few times for you to get the recipe correct, okay? That's so interesting. I love that. I love that that came out like that. That's crazy. Couldn't have said it better myself. Um, I think, you know what? I don't often use these because they take some long descriptive, like, deep diving into, but I think it's worthwhile in this reading. These are the Oracle of Ascendants. These are a little different, so this is very much so around healing and targeting, like trying to figure out what exactly in the spirit might need some attention. We have the element of fire. Interestingly enough, right? Because, you know what? That's so funny. The element of fire. Let's read about it. Okay, we're going to pull out the guidebook. This is where I do use the guidebook, is especially with these. And please bear with me while I find the actual card in the book, because it's a little struggle. This is the elements. So, okay, we have fire, page 49. Thank God for indexes and glossaries and such, and table of contents. All right. Fire governs the south, noon, summer, the color red, the planets Mars and Jupiter, the sun, and the zodiac signs Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Its tools are the wand, staff, and scourge. Fire is the creative, ambitious drive, spark that generates strength, action, and productivity. When in balance, fire creates and strengthens. When out of balance, it destroys and consumes. Okay, period. But let's stop right there. Because you might still, like I said, I still smoke, but I've gotten control over it where it doesn't dictate my day, where I'm not just going for every craving, right? This is what I mean by it can destroy and consume, or it can create, right? It has the ability to be beautiful or destructive because it's so powerful. And it's like, and I like how there's four corners, like this is all very like coming together in the middle. This is a reading that is very much so highlighting on the fact that you need to stay in control, and you are the one that needs to be holding the reins in your life. And sometimes we let, whether it be vices, people, influence, whatever, dictate and control us. It's like we're no longer a child, and we can do what we want, what makes us happy. We can fulfill our dreams and our wants. Like we can go and pursue our dreams and whatever it is that we want to do, right? And we're honestly, again, like I said, the pain is what brought you to where you are now. And just knowing that the fact that you made it through and were protected divinely, you made it for a reason. Because not just anybody could have made that, you know what I mean? And again, not being caught up in vicious cycles where you're just consuming because it's being pumped out, right? So when fire appears in your reading, you are asked to examine your creative and ambitious drives. This card, Eight of Pentacles, is exactly that. It's exactly that. That's your ambitious drive. The motives behind your actions. The reason why you do what you do. That's, oh my God, this is crazy. How you approach and act on situations can greatly affect not only performance, but also the flow of energies when participating in projects. Fire, while creative, right, can become unfocused if left to burn without direction. Vices, period. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Okay. You are being reminded to give your creative thoughts, actions, and words direction and focus to achieve your goals, period. Okay? And even though it came out in the upright, when it's inverted, if you yourself are experiencing being the opposite of this and not in this this phase or state yet of being, then it says when inverted, an overabundance of fire is generally present, which can lead to lack of focus, anger, laziness, and single-mindedness. Be aware of how your actions and thoughts stray. Don't allow distractions. And again, the devil will try. Like I said, the devil will try to boss you around through other means if necessary. If they can't reach you this way, they're going to try it that way. You know, somebody always encouraging you to overdrink or trying to give you an extra, give you another, feed. And it's not feeding your soul and your purpose, then you should know to break that cycle. And that's trying to control your life, right? So, wow. That was deep. Oh my God, that was deep. I'm gonna have to do more reads like this. I hope it resonated for somebody, and if you needed confirmation, I hope it was that for you. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that reading. And again, if you want a personal reading, my information's in my bio. And if you're serious, you can, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, or email me and just let me know, hey, I would like a reading. I accept Cash App and PayPal at the moment. Everything else is kind of on the fritz. So yeah, let me know. Um, this was good. I needed to hear this myself. So yeah, have a blessed one.